Matter of fact, we were the 8th seed and beat the number 1 seed. Let's go there.
Moral victory. I didn't win the chip.
That wasn't no.
Sunday, you hear the music, high off the glass. I'm OThaGreat. How y'all doing? We got some audience members in the building today. A little rowdy. We couldn't even get the show kicked off. We got a Miami supporter over here. now she got an attitude because I had to tell her to be quiet. Yo, welcome to the show, y'all. It's another episode of High Off the Glass. We are here. I am joined by Coach Hill. Coach Damon Hill is in the building. Like I said, welcome to the show. How's everybody doing out there? Yo, this was, we started off a little different than normally. But, yeah, got some audience members in the building. Looks like one of them's a Miami fan, and she's got shit to say off the rip. But we're not too worried about that. Coach Hill is in the building. How are you, Coach? That's true. There you go. You made it. All right. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, to audience members, everybody listening on YouTube or wherever y'all listen to podcasts. High Off the Glass. Thank you for tuning in. Real talk. Wasn't even going to do the show today. Did not plan on doing the show today. Wasn't going to do the show today. But what is it? My brother said he was going to come through, so I was like, bump it. Yeah, let's go ahead and knock one out. And we got something to talk about with that new tournament in the NBA, which is going to be, November? What is it?
Tuesdays and Fridays in November.
Tuesday. Can you bring it up, like the exact stuff? You know, you going to go off the? Are you going to go off the dome?
I don't say things out of conjecture.
You do. You do.
If I'm saying something, because I've researched it. It's Tuesdays and Fridays in November, and the semifinals and the finals is December 7th through the 9th in Las Vegas.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the FIFA tournament coming up. I always care about anytime I see the Olympic team suit up. I don't care who they playing. Even though World Basketball Classic, FIBA, it ain't like the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? But we're here to talk about it, and we go. Wait, that FIBA's better than the Olympics? How? Okay, we'll get into that. Before we jump into all the basketball NBA stuff, I gotta give a shout out to Elite Homegrow Academy. These cats did it again. Cannabis and Cars yesterday down at Riverview Plaza, Napa parking lot, Riverview and Broadway, downtown St. Louis. The shit, it was dope. It was a 4th year doing it. You want what are you? Are you a cannabis fan? You like green? Okay, you can go there for that. You like cars? Okay, but you go there for that. You like just old school joints? You want some cutties? You want some lax? You want whatever you want. You want that? Boom, they got that. You want some new shit? You want some Challengers? You want some a Jeep Grand Cherokees custom out? You want some anything new that you could think of? The shit was down there, and old school was down there. Major shout out to Elite, man, bro. You should have came. Like, Dame, you would have loved it, bro. You would have loved it.
Possibly, but
yeah,
it's not too much I haven't seen in the world of cars as far as
it is.
Things.
It is.
Not me. I've seen a lot of car enthusiasts.
I hear you on that, but the thing that I love about cannabis and cars, right? The thing that scares people off, right? They hear, oh, Riverview. Riverview and Broadway. Oh, I don't want to go down there. They've had it at the damn near the same place every year. This is different because it's in the Napa parking lot. Every other year it's been at JC Supper Club. That's right around the corner from there. Never a issue. Shout out to Slim. Thank you, Slim, for chiming in. It was a great turnout. The turnout was amazing. The length of cars we had, it was like 2 just show car lists. It looked like a show that you would see in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like the Lambo doors. I mean, just kitted out. It's just the way the way they customize their joints, the way these cats take the time. And this one dude had a Joker Charger, y'all, and I mean it was completely custom out with the Joker colors on the inside, fully decked out in the inside, and my man had a Joker, just a Joker sitting in there, looked just like Joker from the what was it, Dark Knight Rises, and my man had Joker forces. I mean, goddamn, like I'm just fucking shout out. That shit look, it was hard. You had to see it, and this is the thing that's the best thing about it, that that you can't get this anywhere else. You can't buy this. Just the vibe and the love that's there. My man, shout out to my boy John Michael. My man John Michael running around with holding a pea up under his arm. Then I saw him later. He had a half a pea up under his arm. It was just, we were out there. We were blowing. It was a cannabis and automotive utopia. It shit. I mean, it was outstanding, y'all. So major shout out to them. You have no. He was from out of town. He was. Hey, that Slim. I got that dude. I told that dude to email me. If you got his info, send it to me, Slim, because I want to have him on the show. That shit was fucking sick. Okay, bet. That's your big bro. All right, and major shout out to Slim. He is like the face of this event. He's the car enthusiast. He's the known mechanic. He is. If you need some shit done with your car here in St. Louis, if you don't have somebody, you go to Slim. If you know anything about cars, you go to Slim. If you need a car, you go to Slim. If there's some car shows going on, you talk to Slim. He's the headliner for this shit. He's chiming in with me right now on Facebook. But like Elite Homegrow Academy, also elitist, their own strain of cannabis. This is their baby. This is their thing they've been doing. Slim, I know Slim is a mechanic. He's a car enthusiast and he does car shows. I don't know if he sells. He might sell cars. Slim, you sell cars? I did. Oh yeah. Well, shit. If you need one, I go to him. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he not gonna know where to go. He'll send you where to go. But next thing coming up for Elite is the Halloween event that they always have right around Halloween. If you like Halloween, if you like cannabis, if you like dressing up, if you like having a good time, if you like just coming out and chilling, that's another event y'all need to come to. And since the stadium has been burnt downtown St. Louis, I don't know who the fuck did that. Whoever did that, they need their ass whooped. Say what? Well, North City. I'm sorry, it's North City.
Stadium is South Side.
No, not the. I'm not the stadium. What's the skate? It's that one that's over. No, it's Church Street, and it's that church. It's that. Say it again. There it is. Laborious. Laborious. They got burnt down. It's over. You never been to that church that they converted into a skate park?
You talking about skate park?
Yes.
That thing. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I
go skateboarding all the time.
Yeah, some bastards, never. Some bastards burnt it up. So whoever set fire to that place, I hope all bad things happen to you, and I pray that it gets built up back quick and we can get it back going. I'm on the car scene. I can point you in the right direction, whatever you need car wise. There you go. So yeah, if you need a vehicle, Slim can get you a vehicle as well. So Slim does it. He does all that. That's his thing. So again, elitists, we love y'all. Y'all are amazing. I can also point you in the right direction to whatever you need in cannabis wise. Damn right. Yeah, we know that, bro. We know you can. So yeah, elitists, you guys are amazing. Elite Homegrow, Zach Post doing his thing like always. But let's jump into this tournament, man. Help me out, Coach, because I've heard about this tournament when Silver brought it up at I think a couple years ago when he does this little press conference during the NBA Finals. He always says what's on the horizon for the NBA. I remember a couple years ago when he mentioned, hey, I want the NBA to be involved in gambling. And next thing you know, NBA is knee-deep in gambling, and then every other league followed them. You know what I'm saying? So Silver drops knowledge at these press conferences he does. So when he mentioned the tournament a couple years ago, I'm like, I didn't like it. I didn't see what the need for it was. I didn't see what the big deal was. I wasn't with it. But now it's here. It's about to officially happen. What's your thoughts on it?
Like I've stated before, if you are a professional basketball player, more than likely, you've been playing basketball since, let's say, 7 years old. 7 years old till 14, you playing. I'm all right. You playing little league basketball, AAU basketball. I'm not little league. You playing AAU basketball. From age 7 to 14, And then in high school, 14, 18.
You got to go through the whole history of a basketball player. Just tell me what you like about a tournament.
I'm trying to break it down for you if you would let me.
All right,
I'm trying to break it down for you.
All right.
Players have been playing in-season tournaments since they were 7 years old.
Okay.
When you play in a league, when you coach in a league, you're going to get your schedule, and there's going to be an in-season tournament, at least two that you're going to try to play in.
Yeah.
You want your kids to be playing in as much games as possible.
Yeah.
You go to high school,
Yeah.
in-season tournaments. College, when the season first starts, there are tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Naturally, when you get to the pros, the thing it has stopped. But like I was stating before,
Because you're a professional now.
no, the players are used to it. But like I was stating, you have casual fans who you stated before, they do move the needle somewhat. So you have casual fans who actually say this dumb shit. I don't even watch basketball before the All-Star break. I don't watch basketball while the NFL is on, which is the dumbest shit on earth. Fuck all of y'all who think like that. But when you want to bring up interest in regular season games, because people have been complaining for the last few years about players who rest during regular season games. They're not taking the regular season serious enough. Blah, 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 and all of this. People think these games really don't matter or don't count for some strange reason. But like I've stated before, a lot of great games have happened during minuscule regular season games. Your favorite player, MJ, highest scoring game ever, his highest scoring game ever, 69 points against Cleveland in a game in March. It didn't mean anything. But
no, I think at the time it needed something.
Me,
I think they probably needed that game when he got that just to get.
Not mean, you can look it up.
Shit,
the game did not mean.
I bet
anything.
you money that game had playoff implications, bro.
I'm telling you, it did not.
Shh. Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Well, but my point being though, you have people who act like these games are not important, so they don't really watch nor / pay attention intently like they do after Christmas or after a lot of people think the NBA starts on Christmas Day.
They do. Some people.
When in fact, that's 2 months in.
Which is the dumbest shit in the world, but go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. But now if you can give the players something to shoot for / focus for, because like somebody said, some of these guys in the league, they'll never win an NBA title. But if you can win the Commissioner's Cup, it's just something to play for.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's Commissioner's Cup. It's called that in the WNBA as well.
That shit sound goofy. Commissioner's Cup. What is this, hockey? Like, come the fuck on, man.
What you mean? What is it? Hockey?
That sounds like that Conn Smythe trophy. No,
the President's Trophy.
That's it.
No, that's a trophy that they get for having the most points during the season.
That shit is something.
This is something completely
nobody
different.
in the NHL gives a fuck about that. And case in point, the Boston Bruins, my team, who had a historic goddamn regular season and got knocked out in the first fucking round by the 8th seed, the fucking Florida Panthers.
That didn't happen to.
No, bro. You've never seen in the NHL, I don't think you've seen this in any other sport, where a team kicks everybody's ass in the regular season. The only time I can say this is comparable for what the Bruins just did is with the Mariners in 01. The Mariners in 01 had 101 record.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Nobody cares. Okay, go ahead. Finish your point.
That's my point right there. People will say in a heartbeat, it's the regular season. Nobody cares. It don't matter. So to convert that thinking and thought process, at least have something during the regular season that players can shoot for and fans can actually develop an interest in.
Okay.
If like I said before, if I'm a player in the NBA, December 7th through the 9th, would I rather be in Minnesota, Portland, and Denver or Utah on a cold ass road trip, or would I rather be in Las Vegas playing for this cup?
Okay, now that aspect of it, that one little aspect, maybe. But guess what?
And an added bonus in money.
But the players that play in warm climates don't give a shit, so they don't care either way.
You don't know where you're going on a road trip though until the schedule comes out.
Maybe so, but that may.
This is the point I'm making as well.
I get your
point.
If
you're not adding extra games, you're You're just taking games that are already scheduled and you're making these group/league games, almost not league, but group games for the tournament.
Yeah, you're making them. Yeah,
you're not doing anything extra. You're doing everything within the format of the season. So What is the problem?
Did you get your whole point off?
And it'll be more exciting and interesting than the All-Star game.
Oh my God, that's bull. Well, you know what? They've let the All-Star game look like shit the last few years, so you might be right. Like that, because that new shit they've been doing with the All-Star game is stupid. Okay, all right, that's your point. Okay, you make good points. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like what you're saying doesn't make any sense. But the only reason to me, the regular season. Number one, your whole argument is false because I know you, and all you ever said ever since I've known you is I don't give a shit what the casual fan thinks. I don't care what the casual fan does. I don't care what the casual fan thinks. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But now you care when it comes to this tournament. That's funny.
I didn't say I care what casual fans think. I like the fact that it's a tournament. It's something new and fresh.
But you said it's going to pull in the casual fan. You never give a shit about the casual fan.
And I still don't. I care about the ball that's being played.
I'm going by what you said. That's what you said.
It's an extra tournament.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Within the season.
The reason why these cats, when they're younger, elementary school, high school, college, the reason why these cats play tournaments is because they're getting them ready to, if you're good enough, to get to the professional level. Because you know why in the professional level? You don't have to do that bullshit because you're at the highest peak of basketball in the world. Not no Euro League, not the Chinese basketball league, NBA. It's the highest level of basketball in the world. You don't have to do tournaments. You don't have to barnstorm. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do.
No, the fuck you know. This is the National Basketball Association. You don't have to go play. You don't have to go from across the country and play random teams to get local fan interest. You already fucking have that. It's called the NBA. You don't have to do that.
So you think every team?
No. I let you talk. I let you talk. So you don't have to do that. The NBA is above that shit. Other thing too is, this tournament, all it is just, it's not something to, maybe it is to the only thing that you said that which is funny that you even said it, is it to grab the casual fan? I think so. But it's stupid in and of the fact that what if somebody you like or your team is good as fuck, you know what I'm saying, this next coming season. Say your team is LA Fakers, or your team is Boston, or your team is Phoenix, or your team is Denver, and y'all are good enough to go to the chip and or win it, and your number one player gets hurt in this fucking tournament. How much are you going to like this tournament? How much are you going to like it?
It's not a tournament in the sense of what you're saying.
I know.
It's just that player got hurt during a game.
I know.
It doesn't make a difference because it was a tournament game.
But to me though, right? You said that game that where GOAT had 69 points was a meaningless game. I don't think it was. I wouldn't say it's a meaningless game because it was late March. They probably needed that game to get into the playoffs. I'm not sure. Maybe you're right. But
who?
To me,
the Bulls?
Yeah. The Bulls, this wasn't 90s Bulls. This were 80s Bulls when they still weren't that good. What you talking about?
You need to find out what year he set that record.
I think it was 88, wasn't it? 88, 89. That's when he had that record. They weren't good like that back then. They were 89.
88, 89, and 90. They was an elite team.
They were, but not like
they was a top 3 team in the East.
Yeah, they were good like that. But I want to but not 90s good, where like they the best team in the fucking league, and they can really, they don't have to worry about March games. In the 90s they ain't have to worry about March games. In the 80s they did. But all I'm saying is this.
Yes, they did.
Listen. All I'm saying is this. This tournament right now, especially with how the playoff how the playoffs are set up, when we already have a tournament, it's called the play-in tournament, and that gives teams the ability that in years past that did not have a good enough record to get to the playoffs, they actually have a path to get into
That's not
the
why
playoffs.
the play-in tournament was made.
We have an audience member has something. What's up? What you got, man? Sweetie. 1990 when he did that?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, sister. I appreciate sister from the audience with the awesome cheetah pants. What's the name? That you have right now.
Stop.
But no. Let me finish.
1990. What?
Wait, she said, I'm not going to go. I don't want to get into weeds in that. But all I'm saying is, I thank her for giving us a year, but I don't want to get into weeds with that. Right now, you have a play-in tournament. You have a tournament where teams that have a bad record can still actually get into the playoffs. This tournament right now is nothing but a money grab by the NBA. And to me, regular season games are already interesting. You know what you're doing with this, though? Coach, and you haven't mentioned with this. You haven't mentioned this at all. You know what you're doing with this? Yeah, these are regular season games. But guess who is losing out? The fan. Because fans are going to lose 2 home games from their schedule because of this. See you later, ladies.
How are they going to lose 2 home games?
They're going to. That's how it's structured. They're going to lose because when you go to Vegas to do that tournament, that's going to take away 2 games.
That's just the finals. The tournament is
I'm sorry.
Tuesday and Friday. Regular season games.
But this whole tournament takes place in Vegas, right?
No, just the finals.
Just the finals?
Yeah, these are regular season games on Tuesdays and Fridays.
From what I heard,
no, they're not going anywhere.
Okay, because there's going to be teams that lose home games because of this tournament.
No.
You sure?
Put it like this. There's 6 groups of 5 teams, all based on, I think, like their records from last year.
Okay.
When the schedule will be out in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Let's say on
they already got the schedule out for the tournament.
No. They can't, because it's only based.
They have the blocks of teams already set. Once you look at
that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They got the blocks of teams.
Yeah.
Now when the regular season schedule comes out, games that are on Tuesdays and Fridays, those are tournament games.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's Memphis at New Orleans, it's still a tournament game. This is we in the same pod,
and that we played at the home arenas. They won't be played in Vegas.
Only the finals. That's what I was saying before. They're not deviating from the schedule. They're not doing anything extra. It's just that the 7th through the 9th, you get a chance to be in Las Vegas for the Final Four. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing anything extra.
Yeah.
I like I said, I know the casual fan aspect of it, but the bigger part of it and the bigger picture. It's just a money grab, yes. But it's not causing anything extra. It's not causing anything extra. Then you got to look at it like this. December 7th through the 9th, you don't have any competition. College football regular season is over.
You don't have competition already.
You have
you don't have to do
Think about it. The NBA season starts the next to last week in October.
Yeah.
From the next to last week of October until the middle of December, you are fighting the NFL and college football and college basketball.
Yeah.
You're fighting for viewership.
So what?
Listen to what I'm saying.
You already have your lane.
But
you already have your lane.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot even go up against the NFL. Because the NFL viewership is more than NBA.
Okay, but they still do, and they all right.
And
another, you want to talk about somebody going into some shit.
That's the whole point. Well, they're not okay.
I'm so glad you said that, because I got another question for you right after this.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point. The viewership is not that strong during those first 2 months. It
ain't enough where you got to be like we're
losing
viewers. We got to come up with an idea. It ain't that bad.
The viewership, unless you're somebody like myself who got League Pass and religiously keeps League Pass, people are not watching games.
I disagree. I even think the casual fan watches basketball when it first opens. You know why?
Because they don't.
Listen. You haven't seen basketball since June, and the last little bit of ball you got was summer league, and you don't know those dudes.
You're saying that
your main guys come back.
You're saying that from a regular fan perspective.
I'm saying that. Look, bro,
casual fans don't think like that.
I watch basketball 24/7. It does not matter. I watch motherfuckers I don't even know. I will do that, but I'm talking about for the casual fan.
They don't think like that.
They do think like that because the people they know don't come back to work until October. So you mean to tell me when the season first starts they don't watch?
Right, because they're looking at football.
That's not true.
I can have many of
true.
I can have many of them call you and tell
That's
you.
Not true.
They look at football and they will tell you.
Football is not played on every day of the week. It's not played on every day of the week. Basketball damn near is. You know what I'm saying? They play. I get it. Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. I get it.
And college football, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
College football is not. I know they have great numbers, but I don't.
When the season starts, only hardcore fans are watching. Regular to casual fans, they are not watching.
I disagree. I'm gonna do a poll. I got to do a poll for that. I'm gonna do a poll for that on my Twitter page.
And I'm telling you, what's going to happen.
Disagree with that. I disagree with that.
You think casual fans actually wait on the beginning of NBA season?
Yeah, I think the casual basketball fan. This is what I think. You want to know what I think? This is what I think. The casual basketball fan, I think, watches when basketball first starts. Watches for like 2-3 weeks, and then maybe falls off, and then jumps back on at Christmas.
You know why
That's what I think.
Another reason why
they're watching week 1. That's
they're
huge.
not.
Yes, they are.
You know why they're not?
The numbers are good.
You know why the casual fan? Because the casual fan watches a lot of different sports, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But they like to watch major events. Now, the NBA is just starting.
This ain't no major event.
The NBA is just starting at the end of October, but what's going on? The World Series. Casual fans would rather watch the World Series than watch the beginning of basketball.
Well,
the beginning of basketball is an event for us.
I'll be honest with you. It only depends if those two teams that are in it are major markets, because baseball don't move the number like that, move the needle like
Casual
that no more.
fans like the World Series.
True, I like the World Series, but I'm only watching if it's a team I give a shit about. If it's a team you don't care, if it's a team you don't care about, it is not going to automatically have eyes like the Super Bowl or like the finals or like whatever the fuck. No, nobody's just automatically watching the World Series, even though if it's two teams they don't give a shit about. You know that.
I've done it.
Okay, that's you, but no, you haven't. You don't even like baseball.
Thank you. And I found myself sitting around, not with shit else to look at, be like, I'll look at some of this fucking World Series shit.
Well, okay, it must have been. Well,
it didn't matter who was playing.
It must have been on a day where there wasn't no basketball.
Thank you. Because I'm a real basketball fan.
All right, then. So
casual fans, though, they're not even
just goes
checking.
against what you just said. If there's nothing else on, then maybe you'll watch it.
But a casual fan, they're going to watch the World Series. Because to them, it's the World Series.
It's the championship round. I get it.
They can care less about the NBA season starting.
I seriously doubt that, because again, you haven't seen Bron, you haven't seen KD, you haven't seen JT. You haven't seen those guys since June, April.
They're casual fans.
June, May.
They do not
You want to see
care.
your team. No, that's bullshit.
And especially you got the NBA, the NFL is going on.
You got to show me some numbers to back that up. The other thing too, what was the other thing I was going to say? Let me ask you this. What do you think about your sacred NFL moving in on Christmas Day, the NBA's holiday?
I don't care about that.
You don't give a shit about that. You don't care about that. How do you not care about that? Wow.
Not one bit.
Wow. So it's cool that they already got every Sunday, and now they could just take Christmas Day now too. They already got Thanksgiving.
Nobody gives a fuck.
No, they do. What you talking about? I tell you know who cares about it? There's a whole bunch of people in the NBA offices in New York that care, I care, because that ain't right.
That's why they came up with the tournament, because of shit like that.
No. That has nothing. What's the correlation between them two? There's two different times a year. It's not the same thing.
Wanting people to be interested in the NBA more in the first couple of months. That's the only thing I'm talking about. The first few months. I'm not talking about anything after Christmas. Because we know how the viewership is after Christmas. But the first 2 months of the year, only real fans watch. Casual fans can give a fuck less about going to see Boston and LA play in November like I did.
What?
Casual
fans. Crazy?
Casual fans.
That's retarded. So a casual fan is going to be like, oh shit, Boston and LA playing each other already this early in the season? I'm going to watch that. What you talking about?
Casual fans don't.
Show me some numbers that back this up.
Because that sounds stupid. That sounds
stupid.
Casual fans don't care about games in the first couple of months.
I can see if it was Chicago, the Bulls versus the Pistons, because both of those markets, both of those teams are shitty. The Bulls, Celtics versus the Fakers, and they both good. Like, come on, bro. That don't make any sense.
Okay,
what you just said didn't make any sense.
You're thinking about it from a basketball fan's perspective.
No, I'm thinking of a rivalry perspective
but
too.
But not for a casual fan that don't care like that.
Red Sox, Yankees right now will move the number, and both them teams are shit.
Casual fans
casual fans will go to that rivalry.
I would never go to that, and I'm a casual fan with baseball.
But listen. ESPN, there's a reason why ESPN puts on all their fucking series. There's a reason why. You know why? Because Boston versus New York in baseball brings in more numbers than any fucking thing. Any fucking thing. The only thing that's closer to it is Dodgers versus maybe Giants. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. And bring it back to the NBA. And bring it back to the NBA, NFL. I think that is fucked up, and I think it's selfish, and I think it's disrespectful for the NFL to move in on Christmas Day. First off, Christmas Day, if it falls on a Sunday, maybe. But if it don't fall on a Sunday, there's no reason for you to do all that shit. You're purposely moving in on another league. Like if you notice how these leagues work, like NHL does not try to have their major stuff go on at the same time as NBA or NFL, so on and so forth. MLB does it. That's a respect they have between the leagues. Why can't you get that same respect? You don't see that the NFL should have that same respect for the NBA?
Could give a fuck less.
Wow.
Because when it all boils down to it. If it's an NFL game versus an NBA game, If it ain't the Cowboys, why the fuck would I care?
Stop
I don't
stop
care
thinking
about seeing
just
no
you.
other team.
Stop thinking about just you.
I don't care about seeing any other team. I don't care what game is on.
Because that casual fan you keep talking about, they're going to be like, ooh, is a football game on Christmas? Ooh, I'm going to watch that.
And that's why the league is drumming up interest with the tournament. That's what I'm telling you. Because the casual fan, if they have their druthers and their choice, they're going to choose football every time. That's why the league is like, we're going to that's why I was saying about the dates. The dates that they having it on, college football has ended. NFL is getting down to the wire, but not yet. It's in the latter stages.
Right.
Baseball is over. College basketball is just doing tournaments. You don't really have anything to compete up against you. So that's why they picked that particular week to have the finals. Because you go back. I mean, if you bring it forward another week, now you're in the bowl season. And bowl season is it's not as big as it used to be, but it's still bowl season.
Right.
Then you got Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
So you had to have it somewhere where it's not too late and not too early.
Yeah. Okay, and let me give you my last little thing before we move on. This is what I'm really worried about with it. I'm worried. I ain't gonna front. I'm worried that this shit takes off, right? Fans love it, players love it, and if the fans love it, it'll eventually make the players love it. If they don't like it off the flip. And the way that they're downplaying and not doing the All-Star weekend like they used to do, or the All-Star game, that is really hurting them too. Like, it's the All-Star.
No, that's all on the players.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about the type of play, because the type of play needs to be stepped up.
The league is promoting the All-Star weekend.
No. I don't. It's kind of like, I don't like the way they do it now. They did it right after Kobe passed. You got to get this certain number in this quarter, and if you do this, and every quarter is a
shit.
I don't like that. To me, that shit is stupid. But to me, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like.
Why do you think they're stupid? They have a target point score.
Because you don't need a target. What are we doing? Like, if you want to donate money to a fucking charity, just take whatever the points were scored in that quarter and donate that. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of that plus, and just donate that. You don't need to do this target score thing and else, because to me, I'm not going to front. It's confusing. It confuses me. I don't like it.
The target score
is
the target score is to make sure. It's almost like a game of bucket. Because where you have to. That's all I'm saying. But you have to you know
bucket though. This is the All-Star game.
But what I'm saying is the All-Star game had gotten to the point where it was not competitive enough. It had got away from being competitive. You got guys.
It's even worse now.
But no, it's not.
Last year's was.
Because you got to look at it like this: when you have that target score and guys know what they got to get to, then you have competitiveness more at the end of the game. You have strategy.
You always had competitiveness at the end of the game.
But you had
that one in 01 when Ivo took over.
Look how long ago that was.
Yeah, but you
every year it hasn't been like that.
You do have competitiveness at the end of the game because they're still professionals at the end of the day and they want to win that game. But throughout the game they play like shit. Now your target thing would make sense. Like if at the end of every quarter they tried to hit that number, but they really don't.
But you're making it as if all these All-Star games have been close, like 2001. They haven't been. It had morphed to the point where it was like it's just a glorified pickup game. Put it like this: before the last, just take out with the Murphy system.
Mm-hmm. Murphy, what are you talking? Murphy's Law?
I think that's what it's called. I can't
you
remember.
Mean
the
Murphy's
name
Law?
No, it's the name of the point system. But
I thought it was Kobe.
No, I didn't call it that.
Oh, okay.
When you get away from that and you compare the last few All-Star games. You can say the last 10.
Uh-huh.
Where is all this excitement that sticks out in your head from the 01 game? Nothing like that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, the weekend,
not
the dunk contest,
not the weekend. We talking about the game.
But the game itself, yeah.
The game. What game sticks out in your mind since 2010? What All-Star game sticks out in your mind? What performance?
That's a good question.
You see what I'm saying?
I can think of one if you give me a minute. I don't want to drag.
I'll give you 60.
I don't want to. No, I don't have that.
I'm just saying. I could give you 60,
minutes.
and you wouldn't. Nothing would pop up in your head.
Something would pop up. But let me to get back to the tournament thing. This is the thing I worry about. I worry about the shit taking off, and motherfuckers end up liking it, and it becomes a big damn deal. And every year, teams are trying to win a meaningless trophy and end up going too hard for it and then they forget about that Larry O'Brien because that's the thing that fucking matters. That's one thing. That's one thing I worry about with this fucking thing. I worry because
But you're
and the
looking
other
at it
thing
from the
too
wrong
is
perspective.
but listen, the other thing I don't get is them having there's supposed to be an extra money thing with this. They already. But yeah, more money is more money.
Everybody don't make the same.
True, I'm always the first one to say that. So you're right.
12 don't make what player 1
You
makes.
so right. You so right. So I'm not. I get that. I get that. But it's just to me, I just don't want this thing to get so. I don't want it to get so big that because I've seen something like another league does this. I don't know if it's the ABA or a foreign league or something, but somebody does something where
Soccer league's been doing it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Soccer leagues do this shit.
The WNBA is doing it now.
Well, I mean, but soccer leagues have been doing it for hellas.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a fucking mid-season tournament, and cats go so hard for that they forget about the real championship. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody because you got, but you this the perspective that this is the perspective that's going to be played. Now let's just say, for the sake of conjecture, Boston and Phoenix make it to Vegas. Only thing that you're going to be hearing is this is going to be a forecast of the finals in June. That's what the league want.
Yeah.
And when you have that, now you're creating way more interest in the middle of the regular season towards the end. Or just some people just be thinking about, well, if they played in Las Vegas, they may play in June.
I think you're also downplaying the effect that that the play-in tournament had on the league. The play-in tournament gave more excitement towards the end of the season when teams were clearly with tank. They stopped tanking and they tried to actually win.
The play-in tournament was to keep teams from tanking.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it worked.
True enough, it is to get it is to help the bottom feeders as far as spaces.
Helped them too.
8, 9, 10, and 11.
It helped the league.
But for the most part, it was to prevent teams from what happened this past summer.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, I'm sorry, not this past summer, but this past year.
Because they wanted Webby.
No, but you had teams who just made it simple and plain. Mm-hmm. This is what we doing. I mean, the Spurs let it be known really 2 years ago.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Utah let it be known. It's just that the trades that Utah made, they didn't think that those players would actually gel like that. Utah's goal was to be garbage. Anybody who was who was selling off players in the last 2 to 3 years, their whole goal was to get Wembanyama.
Yeah.
And the Spurs pulled it off. I got a good friend. Shout out to Don Upchurch. I used to mess with him all the time. Like, y'all are really just being like out in the open with it.
Who is that?
He's a guy I went to school with.
Okay.
Matter of fact, him and his wife, they own Patty's Cheesecakes in the Foundry. Shout out to them.
So you need to have him on the show.
Like I said, he's a big Spurs fan. So
Okay.
like, I don't have any shame, do y'all?
Oh, I got
y'all have
like
no
pulling teeth for you
shame
to
at
get good
all.
guests.
I mean, I understand when Boston fell on hard times, but when we fell on hard times, it wasn't like we was trying to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had bad luck that happened.
Speaking of that, I don't like how the NBA fucking set up a alley-oop for their ass for them to get it. Like, they literally hooked it up for their ass to get that motherfucker.
I mean, if you finish with the worst record and you got the most ping pong balls, what you expect?
You got
the greatest chance, but they still had a shot to lose.
Yeah, I don't like that. And I'll be honest with you, I hope it. I don't know how good Webby's gonna be. I'm like most people that watch basketball and know who Bobo is. I would take Bobo over dude because Bobo's already, he can do all that, and he's been in the league for longer, and he's better. But I don't know if Pop is going to be able to pull this off, bro. Pop is mad old. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pop should have been retired. I don't know if he's still going. That man going to be 80 years old doing road games, staying in hotels, trying to keep up with a new style of ball, with a new type of player he's never had. Like,
That's why you're a Hall of Fame coach. For 2, that's why you have assistant coaches.
Yeah.
And for 3, to backtrack for a second, I'm a big fan of my man too, but I don't see where all you people are thinking that Bol is better than Mr. Wembanyama. Because if he was, he would have stuck somewhere by now.
I'm sorry. First off, Denver couldn't use them because they straight, and then Orlando don't know what the fuck they doing. So
what are you talking about? Have you seen Orlando's roster?
Orlando don't play how many big men has Orlando just ran through and not cultivated and made great
in the last 3 years? I can see what Orlando was doing. You're going to have a very hard time when these guys get some more experience. You're gonna have a very hard time playing against Orlando.
Orlando always has good young players.
They
Coach
don't always
Damon,
like that.
Damon, they always since we were. Since I was in grade school, they've always had good young players, and you know what they do? They never do nothing with it. They have good young players, and they never mature into champions. You know why? Because they let them go. Imagine if they still had Aaron Gordon, how good that team would be. Imagine if they would have played Bo with Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
Them motherfuckers could be throwing alley-oops to each other. It's Orlando.
Players.
They don't know what they're doing. They never do.
That's incorrect.
That's so correct.
Who are all these young players that they had?
Orlando has not been to a goddamn.
Who are all of these young
Orlando
players?
has not gotten to the second round of the play. Has not got to the playoffs since the '90s. What is you saying?
Dwight Howard took them to the finals.
I'm sorry. They haven't gotten to the finals since
Dwight Howard left.
Since 2009. Since 2009.
Since
That's
Dwight
a long
Howard left.
long time ago.
And there are some teams who haven't even made the finals since then.
But that's what I'm saying. You get
then.
great big man and great young player
I'm
after
saying,
great young
since
player, and
Dwight
you never
Howard
make
left,
it happen.
Since
You never
Dwight
make it
Howard
happen.
left up until now, who are all these great young players they've had?
We just named them.
Aaron Gordon and Bo Ball?
The team they got now. Then who else?
I'm talking about before now. After Dwight Howard left, let's say from the time Dwight Howard left to go to Houston up until basically 2020, who's all these great young players?
Shit.
Nobody.
What is it? They had they might have had like one or two, but now they
That's
actually
what
got
I'm
a team.
saying.
But
what they've been doing the last couple of years,
that showed they couldn't draft back then. That's their fault.
What they've been doing the last few years, they are making an incredibly long ass roster. You're going to have to be basically 6, 7 on up at every position to play them.
Yeah. Okay.
And when they get their experience and better coaching along with it, they're going to be one of the top 4 teams in the East.
That 09 team, I don't even know why you're giving that 09 team props like that, because you know if KG's healthy, do they win that series?
KG wasn't.
If KG's healthy, do they win that series?
No, but
Okay.
they beat us and they went to the finals.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they get swept or did they even win a game? I think they got swept. I want to say they got swept.
I don't think they got swept.
I could have swore that team got swept, and that was a nice little Orlando team with Rafer
that morphs right into the another subject.
Go ahead.
Because Dwight Howard is a top 75 player and he got cheated.
He's not in it. No, Clay's a top 75, and he got cheated. Clay's a top
Klay
75.
Thompson's career does not even hold a candle to Dwight Howard's career.
Wow!
Don't hold a candle.
Wow!
Individually,
Seriously?
just individual numbers.
Okay, but that's not fair because he had to carry more of a load. He had to carry the load.
More of a load. Dwight Howard.
He was the main dude. This cat is on a team with the greatest shooter ever and still
And
got
he's
off.
number 2. He's 1A.
Yeah, but he got on the team with the greatest shooter and still got off.
But we talking about individual stats.
I know.
You're
We're not talking about that because you go to that and that's not.
No, you can't say Klay Thompson is a top 75 teammate. We're talking. They're based on their players on their careers.
Exactly.
Dwight Howard's career is better than Klay Thompson's.
You can't.
Klay Thompson has the luxury of being on a championship-winning team.
You can't.
Don't get me wrong,
you
but
can't compare
individual numbers and stats.
You can't compare a number two guard, not a two guard, but
a
number 2 player on a team's numbers to a number 1.
He's a 2 guard. Let's get it
player
straight.
on another team, especially at a position in a position back then that was
Klay Thompson ever been all defense? Has Klay Thompson ever been all defense? Has Klay Thompson ever been considered one of the best defensive shooting guards in the league? Fuck just defensive players. Defensive shooting guards.
I didn't want to jump in no D Howard conversation. Why do you want to have a D Howard conversation?
Because we were just talking about the Magic. But all I'm saying is Klay Thompson's career individually, it does not compare to Dwight Howard's career.
How many rings D Howard got?
That's why I said he was blessed to be on a championship-winning team. Dwight Howard got 1 with the Lakers.
Oh, he do got 1.
How many defensive players of years he got?
Yeah.
About 3 or 4.
Well, all I know is
9-time all defense. He's one of the greatest defensive players ever.
Klay got 4, and he was monumental in a major part of each of them rings. He was no bench player, or no bystander, or no, you know what I'm saying?
That don't mean shit.
That dude was a major part of them winning.
And so you think Dwight Howard wasn't a major part of the Lakers winning?
that bubble championship?
Yeah. He played significant minutes.
He did. And actually, they should have kept him because he played his ass off for them.
Matter of fact, I wish Boston would get him. For real. Quit bullshitting. Dwight Howard, to this day right now, will get you 9 rebounds a game in his sleep. Let
me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. Before I did bring up FIBA. I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about it. What do you see? Because, okay, you're a hardcore Celtics fan like me. Your opinions are always like something that out of total left field you don't see fucking coming. But you I'm assuming you know all the moves that our team has made in this offseason so far. What the hell do you think is going on?
We got to get some inside scoring. Plain and simple. Inside, and Porzingis is great as a third option.
He's mostly going to be outside. He ain't going to be inside like that.
He's going to be inside and out. But Porzingis as a third option is great. I ain't concerned with shit.
So
we still got Derek White. Derek White did the same thing Marcus Smart does.
No, he
Are you sure?
No, Derek White is not the heartbeat of our team. He is
I'm
not
not
the
talking
leader
about
of our team.
I'm not talking about the nickname he was given or whatever. And
I'm not a nickname. I'm talking about what he
Marcus
was.
Smart and what he. Don't get me wrong. I'm just what Marcus
Don't
Smart.
discount him.
What Marcus Smart did on the court offensively. Derek White does the same exact thing. Tell me what Marcus Smart does better.
Whoa. You think Derek White is the same defensive?
I said offensively.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, Derek White has a better shot.
Yeah.
Derek White.
Yeah.
Derek White
Yeah.
is a better finisher.
Marcus can finish against the best.
Marcus Smart likes to drive and dish.
Yeah, but he also can score too going to the cup.
He won't
can
go
score
past
going to the
shooting that floater.
Yeah, you're right.
Marcus Smart does like the pass.
You're
I
right.
love Marcus Smart. I've always loved Marcus Smart.
I don't
but
know.
Derek
I think
White,
offensively,
maybe
White slightly offensively is a better finisher. But here's the thing. You went right to the main fuck up or the main move. I'm talking about in totality.
that's the first move I was going with. That's all. I'm just saying. Derek White. That's why that move was made, because Derek White and Marcus Smart were basically interchangeable last year.
No, they weren't. No, the only time Marcus Smart is on Derek White's level is when Marcus Smart is hurt a little bit. He is if he's healthy, he's a better point guard. He's a better point guard than Derek White. To me, Derek White, he can play the one, but he's a good two. You know that. He's better as a two.
Derek White is a combo. He does both.
Exactly, but he's better at the
put
two.
It like this: if Marcus Smart were as good or better, guess who would still be in Boston and who would be in Memphis?
Oh, please. Look here. Okay, so
Derek White is my guy.
So
Ever since we didn't got Derek White, I love Derek White.
You agree with that?
I love Marcus Smart.
You agree with that move?
Hell yeah.
You agree with the move to trade? See, the Clippers
because we had to get
but
somebody else in. We had to give up somebody. So it's like you can get what Marcus Smart was making. You know,
which wasn't that much.
In the NBA, salaries have to match up.
His salary was low as fuck.
I don't know exactly.
It was. It was not high.
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, he got re-signed. He got re-signed, but it wasn't like it's not a huge number.
He had to be making around $20 million.
No, he was not. I promise. I'll bet you any amount of money. I know he was on. He probably was at 15. But that cat, his salary was very comparable to most salaries in the league, and could work in a myriad of different packages.
Something else had to be added or something, because I know Porzingis made way more than that.
They just re-signed a Porzingis after he got here, and the fool ain't done nothing for us. He re-signed him to an $80 million deal for a 3-year, $80 million deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that. Okay, look. You agree with them making that trade for a guy who has not been good since Phil Jackson ran the Knicks?
Where are you getting that from? I mean, just last year he was good.
He didn't even play all the last season.
He played 65 games. 65 out of 82.
Okay.
He averaged 23 and like 7.
Okay, when I say good, it don't just mean because you can put some random ass stats out there. Anybody can pull stats out their ass. Any NBA player can pull some type of stat out their ass to make them look good. I ain't talking about that. You're gonna trade your leader on the team, your heartbeat of the team, the chemistry of the team. You're going to trade that for a guy who hasn't been good since Phil Jackson. Listen. You're not listening to me. Listen. Since Phil Jackson ran the Knicks. And when I say Phil Jackson, since good, I mean consistent player that you can count on night after night, because that's what you could do with Smart. Even when Smart was injured, he could still play. When his finger hurts, he cannot go. That dude can, if his hair is pointing the wrong way, he cannot play.
He played 33 minutes a game last year.
That's for 65 games, and that's the first 65 season. If you look it up, last time he had a 65-game season. And last time I remember, we still play 82. Like, this dude is not that good. He's not no more.
Okay, take Porzingis out the picture. Just don't even look at Porzingis.
Wow, so we just lost him for nothing, because we did.
No. This is my question. You take Porzingis out the picture. and do not mention Jason Tatum's name. You tell me a forward on our roster that you're scared of if you're another NBA team. Offensively.
A forward that we're scared of?
No, a forward on the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That's not named Tatum that you're concerned with. Forward or big man?
Does Malcolm play any
He's a
any
guard.
three? Yeah, he's just a guard.
No forward on the squad are you concerned with?
Him or D, one of them must play three because I've seen D what is it? No, man, they probably both at the guard position. Yeah, it's probably no.
You're not afraid of Robert Williams offensively?
No, you are.
How?
When Ime was running the team, you were, because you know what Ime did? Ime got him the fucking ball. I saw a Time Lord just sitting in the paint, and Boston did everything they could but to give this dude the ball, and when he was able to get the board and put it back up, easy points. But they would not dump the ball down to him.
What play?
Time Lord was one of the scariest fucking centers in the league when Ime was our coach. What are you talking about?
If it's not a lob, what play is ran for Robert Williams?
That's the problem.
That's the only play.
That's the problem, Damon. Look, I've seen this man in Summer League. When we drafted him in Summer League, I saw him hit turnaround jumpers. I saw him post people up. He can do shit like that on the block. They do not do that. Joe Mazzulla is an offensive-minded coach. He does not know. I mean, he's an offensive-minded coach as in running, gun, and shooting. He does not know how to get a big man going. He just don't.
Now, what you were saying about Porzingis, that seems to be Robert Williams' issue. He can't stay on the court. He's consistently hurt ever since a rookie.
Good point.
Always hurt.
Good point.
So now you can't depend on Robert Williams. Now you got old Al Horford.
Oh, don't come on.
Grant Williams is gone. Matter of fact, you had to get rid of Gallinari. So where the points gonna come from?
You didn't have to get rid of Gallinari. Got rid of himself. Gallinari got rid of himself getting hurt, and plus Gallinari when they got him, how C. Webb used to say it, he wasn't the most healthy cat anyway. I don't even know why Brad did that. Brad did that because he got him for next to nothing.
Because when he's healthy, as a basically fourth option, he's great.
Yeah,
for getting you about 13 to 16 points.
Yeah,
who don't want a fourth option doing that? I've been a Gallinari fan though.
I like Danilo.
But that's all I'm saying is you had to bring in a consistent third option. When you look at Porzingis, you have to look at him from the third option.
You
level.
can do that you can do that without giving up your main player. You can do that without giving up your leader and the person who holds your team accountable.
But you did not have a consistent third scoring option from anyone.
What's your third? Yes, you did. You had a third scoring option from Malcolm and fucking Derek White, but guess what? Malcolm got hurt. Derek White was your third scoring option.
Those are not legitimate.
Derek White is the reason why we won that game 6.
What I'm saying is those two guys that you're bringing up, those are both.
Those were your scoring options.
Combo guard distributors.
You already.
Those are those guys are. Those put it like this.
Those weren't your your third option.
You weren't expecting.
That's your third option.
Those were not the third option.
Malcolm Brogdon and/or Derek White were not your third option off the Jays. What are you talking about? That's exactly what they were.
No.
What do you mean, bro? That don't make any fucking sense, Damon.
Malcolm,
what do you mean?
You think when Malcolm Brogdon was healthy and in the rotation, he was the third option as a scorer?
When he was on the floor with them, yes, because I saw plays where JT would take the play off and Derek White would run it, and they would just use JT as a decoy. And you know this.
What I'm telling you is they were not considered a legitimate or consistent third scoring option. They weren't. Season were.
That's why we were as good as we were from them too.
Okay,
and
so
Brogdon coming in pushing over the top because
this is what I'm saying.
Derek was the third scoring option the first year he got him.
I mean it in this sense.
You like Derek so much. Why you downplaying Derek?
Okay, when KD went to Golden State, who was the number one scoring option?
I don't give a fuck about Golden State.
This is what I'm telling you. When KD went to Golden State, he was the number one scoring option.
Yeah,
right?
and Clay was the third.
Clay goes. Thank you. Clay went down to the third scoring option.
Yeah.
You don't look at Malcolm Brogdon or Derek White the same way you would look at Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a legitimate scorer in the league.
Yeah, and so was Derek White and Malcolm for us.
They are not
especially
like
Derek,
that. No.
He's not the same type of scorer as Klay.
That's what I'm saying.
No, see,
when you have a third scoring option, you really are depending on that to get basically 16 to 20 points a game.
You going way out of bounds to make your point.
Okay, what do you want your third scoring option to score?
You going to one of the best two guards we've had in the league for the last 10 years to make your point.
You can go to any three-headed monster.
But that was it's not like that now with them because now he's the second option because of KD gone. But look. All I'm saying is this. You're downplaying Derek White and you're downplaying Malcolm Brogdon. Them cats,
as an offensive force?
Yes. What are you talking
about? I'm not.
They're both great offensive players. What you talking about?
They're both very good offensive players. They are not great offensive players, man.
Oh, man, they were great. You think Porzingis is? You think Porzingis is?
He showed average 23 a game last year.
But barely.
That's what I'm saying.
He barely played and hasn't done that in years.
That's not barely playing. If you play 65 games and 33 minutes a game, that ain't barely playing.
Man, okay. What did he do the year before that? Tell me what his numbers was the year before that. You know why? Because he barely fucking played. He was hurt. Like, come on, bro.
I'm saying is this. I don't know how you judge your third options. As far as the third scoring option, as far as the third scoring option, what do you want your third scoring option to score?
Well, let me ask you this: you look at the Lakers back in the 80s.
You can't answer a question with a question.
No. No, you brought up another team to make your point. So I'm gonna make up my team. Your third scoring option on the Lakers in the 80s wasn't that Byron Scott on certain play or Michael Thompson if he out there?
That was probably James Worthy or Magic.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, no, Magic's your second. Kareem's your first, Magic, so Worthy's your – damn, Worthy. All right, so when Kareem leaves, man, that's a good third option.
You got an all-NBA power forward in James Worthy.
Yeah, you got to have a strong third. Okay, what's your third option in Chicago when the Bulls was killing everybody in the 90s? Who was your third option there? They didn't have no strong third option at scoring. You know what I'm saying?
You had a guy scoring 30, though.
True, but you know,
and another guy scoring over 20.
We could have that with Boston if Jalen get his head off his ass and stop dribbling the ball off his foot in all the big games.
Who was the third scoring option though? That's all we trying to figure out.
Jalen hasn't been. I don't know. Somebody need to say what the hell happened with his hand. Yo, call Just back in here. Said so I can rap. Because I can rap. I can't rap unless he in it. What's the name? What nobody really discussed or reported on what the hell happened with Jalen's hand and why was it talking about he did it hurting himself. How you cut your hand planting some flowers and then it hindered him the whole goddamn playoff. This is the second year in a row, Damon, that this cat dribbled the ball off his foot in the biggest game of the fucking season. And I tell you something else. You know who I'd rather see leave than Marcus? His ass. He can fucking go. So you get rid of you keep him and you keep Smart and you get us some scoring. Come on now.
I know Game 7 in the finals 2 years ago. I know Jaylen Brown. Who showed up in Game 7
against Milwaukee?
No, in the finals. In Game 7, Jalen messed up.
Nobody showed up. We lost.
No.
When we lost in 6,
we had two players show up in Game 7.
We didn't play a Game 7 in the finals. We lost in 6 games to Golden State. What are you talking about?
Well, in the last game, we only had 2 players really show up.
Yeah. You ready? And one of them wasn't Jaylen Brown because he our best player hurt his ankle and Jalen couldn't do nothing.
You think we should get rid of Jaylen Brown?
Huh?
Do you think we should get rid of Jaylen Brown?
If you gonna break up that team like you just did, you know what you do? I'm getting rid of what is it? You just broke up that damn team. I'm getting rid of Brown before I get rid of Smart. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
The only reason I would do that because you can get more.
Exactly.
Other than that,
you could have got way more back instead of some injured superstar. And guess what? The Clippers were smart enough to be like, you know what? We want to do this 3-team trade with you, but this Malcolm Brogdon dude you got, he ain't all the way healthy. Y'all can keep that. But Brad O'Greedy ass
to give up Jaylen Brown, that means you got to get somebody else.
Let's get Jaylen Brown. I'm going back to the trade that actually happened. The smart to Memphis, Brogdon. What was it? Brogdon was supposed to be in that deal, but since the Clippers were smart enough not to take Brogdon because Brogdon has injury history, they pivot and they just throw in Smart. And anybody would take that deal, but Clippers are smart enough not to take a injury plague dude, but Boston ain't. Come on, man. Come the hell on.
No way I'm going to take the Clippers front office over Boston.
True, but I'll tell you one damn thing. They made a better decision than we did. And they and the Clippers got a nasty team. Paul George probably ain't never gonna do nothing ever again. But if Kawhi can give them some, that team is nice. That Clippers team is nice. I don't give a damn. That team is nice. Yo,
Who's their point guard?
Shit, is it Russ? Yeah. He's not their starting. Oh, if he they starting point guard, that might be tough.
I don't know how. Shit, Russ pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna give you a whole year. Yeah, he might. That all I know is they got a nice little roster. Yo, Boston has upset me. They have messed up. But look, we got to get up out of here. Yo, stay tuned for the Ghetto. They are coming up next. Hosted my boy Sid and his wife. You know what I'm saying? They do their thing. They talk about the Ghetto. I love the way Justice say it. Just say the name of that name of their show. But yo, stay tuned for them. Coach, you got anything before we get out of here?
Just stay positive. Shout out to all my friends and family.